Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Project Build. This episode we're going to be looking at building my 2.7 motor here right behind me. Unfortunately, it's not a rear B8 seat install into the back of a B7. That's still on hold, but coming, I promise. So this 2.7 build, this whole series is going to be kind of around this whole build off that we have with a couple guys. They're kind of heavy hitters, some of them. You have one of the guys is SeanHoffmanParts.com, so he's got a lot of parts behind him, if you will. And then the other guy is Q20V, who's going to be very detailed. That's going to be one you're going to want to watch for some eye candy. And then there's Ward Automotive, who is also subsequently my tuner as well. So there's a bit of conflict of interest there, but we'll see what happens. And then there's Mr. Pauly as well. So he's kind of mirroring my build. My goals for this motor are going to be to make about 450 horsepower with the crank. Now to do that, I'm going to maintain the bottom end as stock, like the rods, the pistons are all going to be stock. And I'm going to be doing a single turbo kit conversion, which obviously a lot of guys know already. You ditch the twins on the sides and you put one on the top in the middle. So it's a little bit more involved than a couple of the other guys' builds where they're keeping with the twin turbo aspect. So once I'm done building this, I'm going to strap a O1E to the back of it, and then I'm going to drop it into my 2006 A4 wagon. So it's a B7 and it's automatic, so there's a little bit of a bonus aspect to that, and I'll get to why when we get to the transmission. And it's also automatic, so there's that whole conversion aspect that I have to worry about as well. So I'm going to try to document as much as I can without boring you guys, and we'll get right into kind of what I've done to this already and what I'm looking at to simplify the motor for the single turbo install, to try to keep it as clean as possible. So let's get to it. So to get you up to speed on what I've done to the motor, I took all the accessories off, timing belt kit and all that stuff. Obviously, I took the heads right off to inspect kind of the cylinder walls, the pistons, the valves, cleaned up the heads as best I could, but kept the stock valve train, kept the bottom end all stock as well. Looked at the bottom end from taking the oil pan off and put a metal gasket, not sealant. I put a metal gasket in just to see how that performs. So I've got the head pretty well dialed in over there on the passenger side. This one is what we'll probably look at this episode. I'm going to be doing the seal underneath the cam chain tensioner here and the half moon plug there. So I'm going to probably take that all off and do all the seals as well, so I can then get my covers back on and button up all of my timing components. But before I do that, I also want to look at my piping arrangements. I picked up some a lot of 2.8 stuff, and I want to see how that all works with my the deletes that I'm looking to do, and hopefully clean a bunch of the stuff up in the engine bay. So anyways, we'll get started on this, and then we'll start looking at that.
Perfect.
Next up is for my single turbo conversion, I'm using a Borg Wagner turbo that's not going to need any kind of water cooling. It's purely oil cooled. So on the normal 2.7s, you have this water outlet pipe that comes from like a freeze plug kind of thing. And what I did is I welded a rod onto this to rip it out. They're pretty stubborn and pretty stout, to be honest. Ripped it out, and I'm going to be blocking that off with this because I have no need for it. Now, if your turbo is water cooled or your single turbo is water cooled, you probably just delete one and keep one of them kind of thing and feed it from there. Alternatively, you leave this in and you put a rubber cap on it, but for me, I don't like the idea of having anything that can potentially leak. So I'm going to pound this in. They go in nice and tight. It's a 36.6 mil, and that should prevent any leaks from happening. And then lastly, what I'm going to do on this side as well is I'm going to pop these 2.8 heads, exhaust manifolds, 2.8 exhaust manifolds on. Again, this is what you need. You bolt it on, and the single turbo kit picks it up from the back of this, and then feeds it up from there. So we'll get into that later. What I did as well, just as good maintenance, I replaced all the studs, just because it's nice to do. I'll be doing the same on these. Once I get it all bolted in, I'll weld on some nuts or jam some nuts on and replace all these studs as well, because it's nice working with new hardware on these parts. So I'm gonna get to it. Perfect. And this is the thing, if you had that port blocked off, this is your motor mount. Or your motor mount bracket, and on the other side it completely encapsulates it, so if it ever leaks you have to take this off to get to your plug here. So at least by plugging it off, capping it off permanently, I will never have to worry about it ever leaking in the future for as long as the car lives. Hey guys, that's kind of it for this episode. I know it wasn't too exhilarating, more so maintenance stuff, but at least we got the 2.8 manifolds on, some engine brackets and mounts and stuff. I'm gonna get to the front of the motor, and again, like I said, all the coolant piping and stuff, the 2.8 piping, I'm gonna get to that in the next episode. And hopefully I've got some STK parts as well that are a little bit more exciting than just, you know, coolant hoses and pipes. But anyways, stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully it comes by sooner rather than later. Thanks.